right there. We're live. Let me go ahead and share this on my page and go down and you'll probably see it.
This is where I'm at.
Okay.
I see previous.
It's going to be weird. You're going to start seeing like kind of maybe, let's see.
Oh, so it'll get started on yours and then I share once it's going on and I'll be able to see it soon because it's live.
Yeah. So go down.
Nice.
It's probably...
Well, whatever's going on, you're very responsive to messages, according to Facebook. So I could always message you and figure this thing out.
Let's do that, and then go like that, and see. Right. Hold on.
Do I need to go to something there?
I should. Hold on.
Yeah.
Why?
Maybe if I leave your page and go back. Yeah, all right, you can go.
There it is. See that?
Oh, snap. There we go.
So go ahead and share that. And when you share it, it'll just go right on your page.
Okay, then.
Okay,
what do
that's it. Now you can close it. And yeah, you can. Did you already share it on your page?
I don't know if I'm sharing it.
Right post.
Right post, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Backstory to this for the podcast. I
did you just do that?
Haven't used Facebook in probably 6-7 years, so I'm terrible.
Post.
I believe it's a post. There we go.
There you go. All right.
Excellent. Live from Hot 97,
all right, so
New York.
Let's see here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get the music going.
Nice.
And then we're just gonna get right into it, brother.
Booyah.
So let me see here. I'm gonna bring our levels down. Let's go ahead and get this awesome music that Taylor gave me.
I'm hyped for the theme song.
He's that funny young guy to talk to. Always seem to have a good talk. Always coming back around. Have a friend and have a... Come and try to sit down with him. Have a drink and have a talk. Smoke a blunt, maybe it's whiskey. Think about the world at large. Cause Aaron Black sounds like Dave Chappelle. Sarah Black sounds like Dave Chappelle. Aaron Black sounds like Dave Chappelle. Sarah Black sounds like Dave Chappelle.
Welcome to episode 6 of the Black Iron Broadcast. Today's date is, was it July 19th? I think it's July 19th.
I'd say that's close enough.
2018.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and give my guest today a nice, warm welcome. Okay. He's a true hip hop head. He has a genuine hyphy energy from the Bay. Makes beats that bang hard AF. Prefers his music production meetings green friendly for maximum artistic pleasure. Currently stationed at Studio 770, Orange County. I've watched him work side by side with artists, very talented artists in the Studio B, and record tracks. He's one of the most hardest working rappers, producers, beat makers I know. and he's got the gold fronts to prove it. Check out his latest album, Better Than Gold, Gold UZI, streaming on all major platforms. Sonny Vega, aka Don Juan Desparko, aka Santino Padilla.
Wow. that was excellent. I feel like I've really made it after that intro. That was amazing.
I know, man. I try to give the best intros for all my guests. Kind of little.
No,
fun.
it's the love. It's the love. I am a fan of podcasts, and I like watching the Drink Champs, and that reminded me of. You ever watch Drink Champs?
Is that with the Joe Budden?
No. That's that is creatively titled the Joe Budden Podcast.
Oh, very creative.
Drink Champs is Noriega, Super Thug.
I've been hesitant to watch that, but I feel like I kind of do need to watch it.
It's really good. It's really good. And his thing is he always like does the crazy intro for people. So that it reminded me of that. Him and then Sway too. Sway in the morning. If you watch like Sway in the morning interviews, he's very there at the intro. That's basically just my long way of saying you're a professional level podcast with your intros. Because imagine if you had like a real like A-list caliber celebrity to talk about. Like you could probably go on for 20 minutes. I don't like I've done a little bit, but you did that.
I do a little stalking on social media. I take personal like experience like with my guests like relationship because like we're friends and stuff. And I just try to make the most of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing too. I kind of purposely didn't like I answered the pre-questions, but then I didn't want to start shooting you like, and here's links to everything I've ever done because I figured
everybody's different.
It'd be cool to like let you do your own research and dig.
I got some links from pre-interview questions. Some people like wrote me essays. Some people keep it short, like you, but it works either way. And it tells me a little bit about the person before, so it's all good. So first, I want to say, how are you doing today?
You know what? I'm doing really good.
Yeah.
I've been had a busy week, but that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah. What have you been busy doing?
Combination of my multiple things I do to help keep my family afloat. I was doing some late night engineering one night.
Okay.
And during the day, just as a side hustle, I do Lyft driving.
Okay.
And I recently started doing like Amazon Flex grocery deliveries.
Oh, snap.
And then I do those things to keep my schedule free for my, whatever creative.
Yeah, creative endeavors and whatnot that you have.
Yeah. And then like last night, an artist I work with had a show that he was the headliner at. And that was pretty cool. So I went out there to like, network and meet other people. There's a lineup of rappers and things like that. So just kind of normal. Well, I guess normal to me, but just normal everyday stuff. Just getting up and waking up in the morning, petting the dogs,
letting it do what it do. You got to get out there and you got to do what's best for you. You got to do what's best for your family and find that balance. So you can have those creative outlets too. Yeah,
and I've been very fortunate too, in that I've, I'm always provided with enough to get by.
Yeah, man. That's what's up, brother. That's why I like you.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh, it's so easy to talk to you, brother. It's so easy to talk to you.
No, that's why I was badgering you about getting on the podcast, because unbeknownst to the viewers, I asked him to be on.
Well, that's cool, man. I'm glad you asked me to be on.
But because in the talking phases of you telling me the idea of the podcast, I was like, that's super cool. And I already like kind of the podcast setup of talking. I enjoy talking myself. And then just even just conversations we had at the studio, like chilling in the parking lot and stuff. I was like, this could be good podcast stuff.
Yeah, man.
So I was like, why not?
Just chilling those post studio sessions, just kicking in the parking lot. Studio 770. So I do want to start out because you're the only person I actually know from the Bay. Can you explain, like, what the hell is it about the Bay, like Sacramento? Is that the same thing that makes it hyphy? What is hyphy? Can we get like an introduction? If you notice Santino's hat, he's got the Kings here. And is this the newer logo or older? Like, is this throwback?
It's the older throwback logo from like when they had these colors and the
Okay, so this
in
is
like
throwback
the
attire.
mid late 80s. They came to Sacramento in 1985, and I think they
Damn,
had
history lessons.
And I
Okay.
think they had. Oh, I got all the histories coming. I'm about to answer all 7 of those questions. You just
F
packed
it,
in,
bro.
or whatever they are.
Fuck it.
Yeah, it's the throwback logo. But okay, so with the Bay, first to address this.
Damn, we're about to go in.
Yeah,
You see how he said this? Oh, you about to go in. All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna lean back then.
Yeah, Sacramento is technically not the Bay Area. Sacramento is in the Valley,
Okay.
and not that it's separate in a bad way. It's just
Okay.
one's one thing, one is the other thing.
Not
But,
the
you know,
same thing.
But there's heavy mingling. There's a lot of people
Commingling?
a lot of people from the Bay that moved to
Cross-pollination.
Sacramento.
Okay.
You know, it's not like it's foreign territory or like New York versus being in LA. Like,
okay.
it's so close in relation to each
They're
other.
neighbors.
Yeah, but Sacramento's far inland in the
Oh.
valley, so it's not in the Bay Area.
Oh.
Like geographically, it's literally not the Bay.
Okay.
But all that being said, like the styles are real similar. Everybody kind of influences each other.
Yeah.
I'd say if you listen to certain Sacramento rappers, you can hear the Bay influence. There's whole albums where it's like Yuck Mouth and Sibo collaborated on
I have no
albums.
idea who Yuck Mouth and Sibo is.
Yuck Mouth is half of the duo of the Loonies. You remember? I got 5 on it.
Okay, everybody knows that.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
5 on
Yuck
it.
Mouth is from the Loonies, and
Okay.
Sibo is a Sacramento rapper, and they collaborate. So it's not like they're so separate in a sense, but there is a definite, like, Sacramento's not the Bay.
Dang. Okay, so the Bay is actually closer to like the water, like
The Bay is
and
literally in
Sacramento,
reference to the
is like-
San Francisco Bay.
like
When you look at the map and it looks like that little C, and on the
Yeah.
tip is San Francisco. That whole bay there, because on the other side of the bay you have Oakland, and then you have all the other smaller cities.
Yeah.
Kind of on the way to the Bay, but they're still the Bay Area, just because of how the waterways in the system works. All the more technical stuff beyond that is beyond my knowledge.
Interesting.
But like cities like Fairfield, Richmond,
Yeah.
Vallejo, like Vallejo's like Mac Dre, E40's from Vallejo.
You're getting very deep into the Bay.
I have the
culture.
answers. You asked.
You got the answers. Okay. I do.
And what's the deal with the hyphy?
Yeah. Explain the hyphy real quick. What is that?
Hyphy's
What
cool.
does that even mean?
And I feel like hyphy was always around before it was even labeled that, I believe.
It was energy, maybe? It was like
it's always been kind of that same thing. Like my friend, I'm gonna name him since I'm on the podcast. My friend Kal-El, just back like when we'd be out in like early 2000s, turn of the century.
MySpace.
Yeah.
Out there.
Yeah, but like really out there. He was filming like after the club when people do like side shows in the street, like whipping donuts and things like that. There was fights, and he was gonna just call it Cali Wildin', just because it was a common thing.
Sounds
like all the what now is like kind of stereotypical what you picture when people say hyphy, like people like the scenes at donuts or like big old crowds and people like ghost riding and doing stuff with the cars.
Riding the whip.
Yeah, like
traditional hyphy.
Brawling,
culture.
doing amped up stuff like that. It was always going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, even before it was called hyphy. So it's just kind of the energy people. But it's also similar to a lot of places because people like to party everywhere.
Everybody's got their
There's just
cities and
kind of
cultures have
regional
their own.
variances in how they get down specifically.
In the litness.
Yeah,
the litology
yeah.
of it all.
Because where you're from, I'm sure it's the same thing. It's people have fun, do wild stuff.
Yeah, New Jersey, people go down the shore, I guess, and they like to gym tan laundry. That's not true. Not everyone in New Jersey likes to gym tan laundry, but we do like.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a whole. We're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into gym tan laundry out here.
I'll accept that.
But
Thank you.
Big
Thank
up
you,
to
then.
Jersey. Big up to Jersey. I do want to ask, what came first, rapping, beat production, or mixing? Like
Rapping, for sure.
Rapping. How did that come about?
Was always a fan of rap.
Yeah.
So without realizing it, I was kind of, and listening to it all the time, kind of studying it. And I had friends that rapped. So I
Yeah.
would like
This
and
is all
like-
in California.
yeah, it's all in California.
Mm.
I lived in Sacramento until I moved here a little over a year ago. I moved here in June of 2017.
Okay.
But yeah, the rapping, I'd always been into it. And then I had friends in high school that would rap. Well, junior high, I had a friend that was rapping. And then like that's when I wrote, like actually sat down and was like, I'm gonna write a rap.
You're gonna.
But
So this is in junior high.
Yeah, this is in junior high. But
Okay.
then I was kind of self-conscious about like rapping in front of people. And then I'm old. I'm 40 years old. So in junior high, that was like the Vanilla Ice era. This is
started-
way before Eminem.
You were so you
So
started
I'm in
rapping.
the era of the like
Go Ninja,
you
Ninja,
corny
go.
Vanilla Ice MFer. Why the
Yeah,
hell are
yeah.
you rapping? Like, you know, I had no credit.
You can curse it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
cursing out
All
here.
right, sorry, I can't help but keep it classy.
Yeah, you can keep it classy if you want to keep it classy. You can get a little filthy if you want to get filthy.
Okay, if we can cuss, I'll probably just speak normal then.
Okay, yeah, that's what.
But
you
yeah,
should do.
so for a while I was just like self-conscious about doing it. And then like more towards the end and even after high school, when my friends that were into doing it, I went ahead and just eventually got over what was going on and
Mhm.
just started doing it more. And it was fun. It was like me and my friends, we had the idea like, yeah, let's be rappers. But we really didn't understand the moves to make to like actually, you know what I mean? Like we knew you had to record stuff.
we need to record us
yeah.
rhyming over beats.
Yeah.
You had
But
that much down.
just to be honest with myself and what I was doing,
Mhm.
I was consciously thinking of myself as a rapper. I was going places and rapping, but mostly what I was doing was just like partying.
Yeah, that's about how it.
I was
it starts
partying
out.
with the hip hop thrown in because like
Yeah.
we'd go to bars and like
Mhm.
you know we'd battle rap people sometimes. You know,
Just
do
taking the
stuff like
battle
that.
rapping to
Yeah,
the
yeah, it'd
streets.
It'd be house parties, but then it turned into like a hardcore kitchen freestyle session.
Ooh, those hardcore.
You know what I
kitchen
mean? So it
freestyle
wasn't
sessions.
so it wasn't like I was rapping seriously in a sense of like, you know, building my content and organizing a label
Nah, there was
situation
no
and
content.
you know, like that. It was just kind of more I guess it was good because it was like help with developing.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's how the rapping got started.
All right. What are your earliest childhood memories of music? Like earliest.
Yeah. It's Robert Palmer's
Robert Palmer.
Addicted to Love.
Addicted
remember-
to Love.
My specific memory is I remember just getting out of the car, getting home, and that being the song that was playing,
Yeah.
and me feeling it. But then the car getting shut off before the song was over, and just being
Damn.
like, man,
Damn. Who shut the
Man.
car off? Mom or dad?
I don't even remember.
You don't even know.
I was zoning.
Somebody.
I was a little kid zoning.
Okay. Dang.
But it was might as well face it.
You're addicted to love.
And I just remember
Might
like
as well face it. You're addicted to love.
just like yeah.
Mine. Yeah. And he had the girls dancing in the video.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about now. Yeah.
The 80s were just crazy lit. I sometimes wish I spent my 20s in the like 80s. I think that would have been really cool. Like now it was cool, but I don't know, man. The 80s were just seemed like more my vibe. Just super wacky, goofy, just out of control.
From what I recall, it was pretty fun.
What were your? That's right, because you're because you're a little older than me. So
Yeah.
you got to spend a little bit of time.
Yeah, I was just falling off bikes and
Okay.
you know going to school doing kid stuff.
What were your first music purchases?
With my money I should have used for lunch in 7th grade after
Oh,
school, I went to
damn.
Tower Records.
What the heck did you buy at Tower Records? I don't think they even exist.
I bought the cassette single.
Cassette. We're talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
cassettes, people.
Yeah. This is probably 91. I bought the cassette single for Moni Love. It's a Shame. Are you familiar with Moni Love?
Moni Love. It's a shame.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know that off the top of my head.
You should Google it. It's good. It's Moni Lev. She was in the featured on Ladies First with Queen Latifah. And then she had a song that sampled, I forget the original artist that was sampled, but the hook is, it's a shame the way you mess around with my heart. It's a shame.
Damn, that kind of sounds like low key familiar.
But it was early 90s, kind of almost New Jack feeling stuff.
New
But
Jack
it was good.
Swing.
Yeah, it was almost. It was still, I think she might have, I'm not sure what crew she would have fell into, and I don't want to miss say anything. But
so
yeah.
It was Route. Say it again.
Moni Love.
Moni Love. Was that the artist?
That's the artist.
And that was a cassette.
The cassette single for It's a Shame.
I had a cassette tape when I was little. The only one I remember is like it was like House Party. So I kept listening to the House Party and the House Party remix, which back then remixes weren't much of remixes. They're just like scratching, I think.
Well, it'd either be like not much of a remix or just be a completely different beat. It's the remix, which I guess technically applies or like qualifies as being a good remix. But then I know another cassette single I had.
Okay.
Because that was a popular format. I had the Public Enemy Can't Trust It cassette single.
Damn, Public Enemy Can't Trust It. I don't even know that off the top of my head. But
Can't
I'm sure
trust it.
Ooh.
Yeah. Kicking. Don't sense me, Judge. I ain't did nothing to nobody. Like Flavor Flav. It's good. It's Chuck. It's
Flavor
Chuck
Flav
D.
He was going in back at those times.
It was good. It's such
not energy.
Just such good showmanship. I mean, people could. I mean, it's easy to use Flavor Flav as a butt of a joke and call him like
the clocks and whatnot,
like kind of cracky, and since he's been on reality TV.
Yeah.
But the combo of him and Chuck D was.
It was a legendary.
It's good.
combo.
It's good. It's almost kind of like a juxtapose, but then in a way it sort of makes sense because people aren't just one way.
No.
Like nobody's 100% Chuck D. Nobody's 100% Flavor Flav. Everybody's a little mishmash of that.
Yeah. No. We got different personas. That's right. Let's see here. What? You know what? I do want to ask a question. When do you listen to any other music aside from hip hop?
Oh yeah.
You got what are like some other music or bands or anything that you're really into that isn't hip hop? I'm curious. I've never asked you that before.
The thing is, I'll be honest, 90% of the time I'm searching for new hip hop to listen to, just because it's naturally what I gravitate towards.
As are we most.
Mm-hmm. But then I'll go through eras where I get tired of it.
Yeah, I've definitely been through that. And then era. I'm still maybe going through.
Then I search for different musics, and then I discover new stuff. Like a band I like. I don't know if it'd be like synth pop or what it'd be, but kind of like I'm totally not using the right thing, but like Sleigh Bells. You heard of them?
Yeah. I heard of Sleigh Bells before.
I like Sleigh Bells stuff. I like. I'm into St. Vincent.
Oh, St. Vincent. They're actually really good.
I like them. I really like listening to like Isaac Hayes.
Okay.
Greatest hits or something like that.
Dude, he's got, what was that, Black Jesus or something? Was that him?
Black Moses.
Black Moses. Yeah.
But he's got a crazy discography.
Crazy discography.
But just a lot of the classic stuff. I like classic rock. My wife got me into that. My wife and Yardwork.
Your wife and Is that a band or?
No. My wife is I'm talking about my actual wife.
Yes.
Who's a person and doing yard work at one of my old houses because I used to do warehouse work. And there's a lot of old white guys that work in warehouses, and they always want to blast the classic rock station,
like Metallica or something, maybe.
No, like good stuff, like Led Zeppelin.
Oh, so like 70s or
like
something.
late 60s, 70s, all that type of stuff.
That's what's up.
A lot of screaming and guitars and stuff. Yeah, but anyway, in the warehouse they play the classic rock a majority of the time, so I got to associate that music with work. So if I was like, okay, well, I got to pull like a big old giant patch of weeds for a few hours, I'm going to classic rock.
That's
But
what's
then it
up.
was cool in doing that. I was able to kind of like school myself to this whole genre of music that I had never really dug into before. But I really like the classic rock. I'm into like fusion jazz, but specifically like
Ooh,
a few Herbie Hancock and Miles Davis albums.
Herbie Hancock is lit. Actually, one of our professors is like the engineer for Herbie Hancock, like currently, like primary engineer.
Wow,
So
crazy.
that's pretty legit. Blessed to have Mr.
So we can go to a session, is what you're saying?
Maybe he's having a workshop it's coming up that we're gonna be going to, like learning about mixing and stuff. Let's see here. I actually do. Do you want to share some music?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
I just opted to go with instrumentals. I have a couple songs where I'm rapping, but I kind of
okay. You can share whatever you want, mister.
And feeling the vibe.
So which one do we want to share? We have brand new, Teddy Burr, and Where It At Though.
Okay.
What are we gonna start off? Banging?
Well, since we were talking about Herbie Hancock,
okay,
and brand new,
yeah,
brand new is kind of sample based because I'm in the, like, I try to do all types of hip hop when I'm producing.
Yeah,
I could just strictly make something off the laptop.
Yeah,
I have an outboard piece of gear that I use, like a sequencer sometimes.
Okay,
and sometimes, like, I got a ton of records. And I'm super into like digging for samples and sampling records. And this brand new has a few samples, and one of them is a Herbie Hancock sample.
Okay.
It's like nothing obvious. It's not going to be like Rocket playing in the background.
All right. So we're gonna play brand new by our man here, Santino Padilla.
Yeah. Don't feel obligated to play the whole thing.
No, it's okay. We'll play some of it just so the people
go for it. Yeah, you can vibe out.
Can hear it. So I'm gonna go ahead and click that, and we'll be right back. Okay, that was brand new by my guest here, Santino Padilla. A little Herbie Hancock sample in there.
Yeah, some other stuff. I can't actually remember off the top of my head
where you got that from.
Yeah.
That was dope, man.
But I know, but that little wavy key that you pointed out, it's off a song off of the Herbie Hancock Headhunters album.
Of course, Headhunters.
Yeah, it's
legendary shit there.
A little something from Vein Melter.
Vein Melter. Jeez, that sounds crazy. What do you do when you're not doing music? I'm curious about that.
Like for work or just in my spare time?
What in your spare time?
Oh, I'll give you all. In my spare time, I really enjoy sitting on the couch and watching TV with my family.
There you go. We got a family man.
Yeah.
I'm already technically a family man, but about to be an extended family man.
Yeah. It's +1.
Yeah. +1.
You got a +1.
Have you, is there anything you learned from having a family that has helped you in music, or vice versa? Like you learned in music that like kind of helped you be a better family person or family man?
I don't know if they necessarily one improves the other, but I feel like they are connected
Yeah.
just kind of based on, like, in a roundabout way, or maybe it's a direct way. You can, after I say it, you can help me clarify.
Okay, go ahead.
But it's like, when I make music, it's kind of based on the mood I'm feeling.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling, if I'm feeling kind of like a cool boom bap with some keys on it,
Yeah.
wavy stuff type of mood,
Yeah.
then I'll make some stuff like we just heard with the brand new, you know what I mean? And, what's going on in my household can't help but affect my mood. There's some times, and maybe there's something not so great going on, and I may not feel like making anything, or something may have happened to where I got this certain feeling or whatever. Or it could be a day where I'm just on the laptop chilling in the living room with my wife doing some work on her computer and just being in her space, and that could influence like where things go. So I think in that way they work with each other. And then, well, you know what? There is a way. I just remembered that family has like positively affected my music.
All right. How so?
I was unaware that you can go to school for music.
Yeah, so was I for a long time.
Like I kind of knew it was a thing because like you hear about like the Berklee School of Music and that people do it, but I always kind of associate it with being a slacker type of route to go. Like when people make fun of people with art degrees and stuff, it's like, great, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go paint your mom's attic now with your degree? You're an amazing attic painter.
There's a lot of art degree people that
no
are
shade
offended.
to the artists. I love art. I go to museums, I support it. But just to make my point.
Yeah.
But no, so anyway, I was in junior college and I was a communications major.
Yeah.
Reason for that being, I suppose I can get a good job with the communications degree. But then my wife brought to my attention, like, you can go to school for music. Like, you should really
consider that.
Like, if you're going to put in work, you should do what you're passionate about.
Yeah.
And me, again, exposing my age, just kind of coming from the age of like, like the Cosby Show, and you see, success as being like a doctor or a lawyer, you're a fireman, so that kind of wasn't on my mind, just something to do. Because, at the time this was going on, we'd already been married a couple years.
Yeah.
Things like that, had a house. So I'm more in the mode of like, okay, I need to be like providing and doing stuff, which I still am, that never goes away.
Yeah.
But that's what I was basing my education on.
Yeah.
But my wife was the one that really encouraged me to, pursue what I'm actually passionate about.
That's
so
good.
That was a definite shift for the positive as far as my development, as far as creating music, because I went to school for commercial audio or commercial music production with an emphasis in audio engineering. And all the audio engineering stuff, like that's the kind of the backbone, as a producer, I could make a beat and have some good ideas.
Yeah.
But if the mix is trash, it's not going to come across the same.
Not going to present the
artist. But in going to college, I'm able to, or with what I learned in school, I'm able to apply all that to what I make, as well as, I have the opportunity now to engineer and work with other people, and also, contribute to, bringing the best out of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a definite game changer as far as family affecting music.
Yeah. Dang, that was a great. I want to really pat myself on the back for asking that great question.
I told you, you're incredible. You're swaying the morning level. You should be on this shade 45.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I'm gonna just keep.
It's Ebro in the morning.
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep doing this and just see what opportunities present themselves. I thought this was funny. Mr. Costales here says that architectural drafting and design degree is the ultimate paint your mom's garage degree. So that's
wow,
that's the pinnacle of art degrees. Where
that's funny. Hey, that's cool. So people are seeing this now.
Yeah, no, people have been.
Yeah, the Facebook Live. I'm so out of the loop, but I don't know. I got tired of Facebook, so I was like, I'm good. I'm not doing this.
I'm not mad at you. I was actually going to drop Facebook before I got into this program, but then I found out like using social media to talk to people in my program and like study was actually extremely helpful, so I can pass these classes. So here I am with my podcast on Facebook.
Boom.
Let's see.
As I
So
also
obviously,
stream it on Facebook.
we know that your family is very supportive of
Yeah,
what
St.
you
Vincent
do.
is tight.
Uh,
I saw a comment, so I was responding to it.
are you more of an artist, engineer, or producer? I think I already know the answer to this question, but I figured I'd ask you anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely more, I'd say artist.
Okay, more artist.
More artist,
All right.
engineer, more artist creative than engineer. And I know this because when I've been in scenarios where I'm doing like the not fun engineer stuff, like where I'm having to like auto tune syllables and
Mm-hmm.
mishmash together verses that are like in 50 pieces because somebody can't get a complete take. Like when the no fun stuff is going on,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm kind of like I feel like if I was a better engineer, it wouldn't affect me
Yeah.
like emotionally, but I kind of start to feel like just my heart ain't completely into it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, not all the times. Most times I can maintain a professionalism and handle what needs to be handled, but just when it comes down to it, if I had to choose between like if I was going to just be pushing buttons and doing edits and crazy things or be able to make beats forever, I'd definitely be into making beats. So that's why I'd choose the artist side.
All right.
But
I can feel
all that crazy engineering stuff, it also, like a lot of times it's very soothing. Like when I get a lot of tracks to mix and I'm left alone with it just to kind of do whatever, it's very was that like Zen? I get lost in it.
Yeah.
It's like snipping a bonsai tree. Like I just am only focused on that. My mind's clear, and it's a very kind of soothing process.
My last guest, Taylor Hollingsworth, he's really into mixing, and I think he probably would definitely understand what you're talking about, referring to that like Zen zone.
Yeah.
Mixing.
I think that's also kind of I maybe used the wrong term, but like some people say it's like you get in the flow state.
The flow state, yeah, where you're just like effortless fluidity, like doing what you're doing, like you're completely in the zone.
Yeah, it's like if you could see inside my mind, it'd be like that Chappelle Show episode where John Mayer played the guitar.
Oh yeah,
for white people. When I'm mixing, my mind's like doing that one.
Yeah,
doing it. It's a John Mayer solo up in there.
Yeah, dude, that's what's up. I feel like that when I'm cooking. I think sometimes
flow state. Shout out to Florida.
I just start cooking. Got all the burners going. I'm just like, it's definitely
you get moving.
A zen zone for me. But so let's go ahead and top 3 dead or alive artists / bands. Anybody?
I had a top 3. I'm a fan of the show, so I've heard this question asked to your other guests, and I had a solid top 3.
It may change day to day.
Until I pulled up, then I started like some songs came on the shuffle on the way up, and then I was like, then I started to remember about St. Vincent, and I was like, oh, well, the main girl in St. Vincent, she's extremely talented. She might need to be on the island.
Yeah, I downloaded their latest album, and I need to listen to it more, but I was listening to it.
Yeah, see, I'm slipping. I haven't heard the latest one.
So is St. Vincent on the top 3, or are you just thinking like it was at like an honorable mention?
I'm gonna give her an honorable mention. I'm gonna stick with my original 3.
Okay,
but specifically, St. Vincent is the band, and the lead singer, the main girl that everybody probably just calls St. Vincent, I believe her name is Ann Clark. She's got the guitar skills going on. I think she's even got like her own model guitars now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Coming up.
That's what's up.
But my original 3 that I was sticking with.
Go for it.
Herbie Hancock,
jazz.
Coming up again, a lot of Herbie Hancock in this interview. Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I don't know who that is. People
he wrote Hamilton.
I don't know. Hamilton?
The musical.
Oh, he wrote. So is that the guy that was doing most of the rapping in the front? Like,
yeah, in the original cast, he was the lead Hamilton.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and I'd throw Jay-Z in there.
So Jay-Z, the cat from Hamilton, and Herbie Hancock. That's very different stuff.
I feel like the combination of those 3 could provide like endless entertainment. assuming that these artists were there, like since I'm a fan of their art and what they
Yes.
create, if they're there to like
Interact with.
create and do things, I feel like a lot of interesting combinations of stuff could come up.
Yeah. Originally, when I was thinking about this question, it was like a cruise ship. And I was just like, who would you want to be stuck on a cruise ship for like a week long, or even like an island? So like,
Then
the
I'd
music
change it
would
to
have
Rick Bayless. If I was on a cruise ship,
Who's
I'd
Rick
want to eat.
Bayless?
I want to eat Rick Bayless Mexican food. He's like a celebrity chef, and he's got a cooking show. So if I was on a boat, then
No
I'd be
chefs.
concerned about eating.
No chefs. So let's see here. Can you reflect on a time that music got you through a rough time in life? Or music really, you just kind of got you through the motions?
There was a time a few years ago I was feeling like going through like some depression.
All right.
And there was a time me and my wife, we went to a museum, went to San Francisco for the day because it's not too far of a drive from Sacramento.
Okay.
And on the way there, we were listening to the To Pimp a Butterfly album.
Yeah.
The Kendrick Lamar, and just the ride and the scenery. I wasn't driving, my wife was driving, so I got to just kind of zone out and like
enjoy that.
Like it was good. I had like the ride. It was like a good vibe. Like when you get a good road trip going, it was that all the way.
Wow.
And it was just it was just me sitting there listening to music, but it was good. It took me kind of out of like the low spot I was dwelling in for the moment.
Took you up to that next tier away from sadness, further.
Yeah, it was just a good it was a good moment.
A good moment.
Yeah,
in time.
I stopped focusing on negativity and like how I was feeling, like whatever was causing all those negative feelings, and just was able to kind of get lost in listening to the album on the way to where we were going, looking at beautiful scenery, hanging out with my wife.
Music can do that, man. Shout outs to the wife too.
Wife's all day.
Yeah. Driving, for supporting the dream.
Yeah, she's a rider.
She's a rider. She's gotta be.
Ride or die.
Any artists that make you cringe right now?
Yeah. The kind of like, I'm not, the ones that are more trolls than artists.
Like who?
I'm not too into, like guys that are just like more making the videos about like, oh yeah, we out here. It's just kind of like, really what I'm into is just if something's good or if it's bad. Like I know there's there's like turn up kind of scream rap. That's a thing.
Like for example, like name
a 6ix9ine.
Ah, Tekashi 6ix9ine
or something like that.
Yeah, he's a little.
It's just it just seems contrived and gimmicky. Not even so much that I'm like, that's not real rap. Like,
unfortunately, the people viewing his videos are like encouraging that by them watching it.
Yeah, but then stuff like that too. It has a shelf life. Eventually, these 13-year-old kids that have nothing better to do than look at their phone and watch these videos, they're gonna grow up and like it'll just be a novelty. It'll be like, haha, remember that? It'll be like Snow Informer.
Snow Informer.
Yeah, at one point he was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
But now we like, if you bring that up, people are like, ha, yeah, that guy.
Yeah, you might like dance a little jig to it for a second, but you're not really. Nobody's looking for the discography
people have their moments.
Of Snow Informer.
Yeah, and who knows? He can grow out of that phase, and like he obviously has the resources now with the fame. Like he can reach out to people and probably make, go in a different lane.
Yeah.
Versus just being purposely controversial and making whatever music. But it's whatever people want to get down to.
True.
Yeah, and it doesn't even necessarily make me cringe, but it's I'm just kind of like, it's not my thing. That like any rapper that has Lil in his name, then I got to kind of be like, all right, well, off the bat, you're not creative.
Yeah.
Unless you're actually Little. Then I think you had the pass to call yourself Lil.
True.
But then
True.
I'm also of the belief that a rapper can curse himself not to grow past a certain height by calling himself Lil. Like Lil Wayne,
yeah.
Lil Bow
You
Wow.
think he stunted? You think they stunted their own growth?
They might have. Labels are powerful.
Words are very powerful.
Yeah.
They might have spoke that truth into the universe, and it just really did it.
I
didn't think about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, your words are powerful. You believe it into existence. If you're gonna be Lil Wayne, then 5'6" max.
Damn.
That's all you get.
Lil Wayne.
I saw Lil Wayne in concert, like in the early 2000s. It was the Cash Money Records Rough Riders tour.
Oh wow, that must have been super lit.
It was pretty fun. It was good.
Wow, that must have been like super lit.
The show I went to in Sacramento wound up becoming the live concert VHS tape.
Oh God, do you have that VHS tape?
No. I let someone borrow it.
And you never saw it again. You know how much that's probably worth, actually?
They're still borrowing it.
You know how much that VHS tape, Rough Riders and Cash Money?
Live from Arco Arena in Sacramento, California.
Dude, that's probably worth loot. That's like...
It's valuable to someone, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that it necessarily have like a high resale, but somebody could be like, yes to this.
I'd be willing. Like, that could go into a hip hop history museum. I say you could definitely, a few hundred with the right marketing, a few thousand.
Let's do it. Let's take it to the auction.
Yeah, well, you got to get it off the guy you freaking let borrow it.
It's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah,
but we could probably find it on eBay for like $4.
Maybe. You might be right. Somebody might have just found it and started making digital copies, and then it's out there.
I'm sure it's around. After this, now I'm curious. I'm gonna have to see if it's like on YouTube or something.
What conversations are you tired of having within the hip hop community?
I think the conversation of what can be defined as real hip hop.
Yeah, I see that. Just like you can't tell somebody else what their art is and if it's like hip hop or not.
Well, kind of in a sense, like
you're not hip-hop
like the boom bap guys hate on the trap guys sometimes.
Okay,
but it's like
old
the thing,
90s rap hating on
yeah. Like that's
wave.
not real hip hop. All those fast hi hats and stuff. Like I'm not quoting anybody specific, but just like just common things that have been brought up. Yeah, all of that, and then but the thing about rapping and rappers is like authenticity.
True.
And if trap and what they're talking about is like authentically their life and their story, or their community story at least, then I think that should be okay.
Yeah, if it is their story, but some people eating off a plate that's not theirs from an experience that isn't lived, can you tell that those people from the ones who aren't? Maybe you can, maybe you can't.
Well, you can. Well, you definitely can, because I'll use no shade, I'm a fan of the guy, but I'll use Rick Ross as an example. There's the real life Rick Ross.
Yeah, I watched.
And then there's rapper Rick Ross.
Yeah, they just be taking their names and just running.
Yeah,
with it and
so
making very
real life drug dealing Rick Ross. Then there was a guy, I don't know Rick Ross's real name, but then he was like, well, I'm going to take this real drug dealer's name and be a rapping drug dealer. So then that kind of, and whatever street moves Rick Ross did, that's on him. Like, I'm sure he's some sort of level of legit because he's lasted. But then at the same time, he blatantly just took the name of an existing street gangster. But then he's not the first one to do it. I mean, we're talking about Noriega. There's a real man, Will Noriega.
Successful rap career. Stealing the name of a big.
But then I think that's how the whole 50 Cent exposing the Rick Ross CO picture and everything. He was trying to bring his authenticity into question.
Yeah.
So I think it matters, and I think it doesn't matter, because it's
Yeah.
still kind of art, and it doesn't. Then it raises the question: does all rap need to be autobiographical? Does everybody need to
Not
have their story of the
necessarily.
struggle, or can people do their own thing? So it's kind of like it is one thing, but it's art. So there's really no limits to what it can be.
True. That's why I feel like rap is the only genre that's, and I mean, there are probably other ones, maybe kind of, but rap is the most rapid in its kind of evolution and the most changing. You know what I mean? I feel like it's at the forefront, like spearheading kind of both like cultural and just like sonic like change, the way it sounds, the way the people look, what they're talking about, what they're talking about. Like before, like it was like they say like they were rapping about selling drugs, now they're rapping about doing drugs. I mean, is that not a reflection of maybe the culturally of the opioid crisis, you know, or just people, or maybe just with more like elevated levels of depression and anxiety and just people's inability to cope, they just use
all of that.
drugs
Yeah,
and substance abuse just like even more. Like I feel like it's like people are mad they're rapping about it, and I get like sometimes like, oh come on, the lean and stuff, but then at the same time like they're doing it a lot, and they're rapping about it, and they know it's hurting them, and some of them, like when people die, and some of them maybe they stop, maybe they don't stop, they're like, God, it killed them, and it's just like so conflicted like
that. And then you have the level of rapper that might just, like at the live show, there was a guy, I remember some bars where he was like, just something in reference to lean in his cup and his dirty Sprite. And then I'm wondering, like, or even, is that even something you do, or are you just saying that because that's like a rap cliche and you're just kind of re-rapping what other things
could easily
were?
be a rap cliche, maybe does it, but you know,
or has in the past or something like that. But then I'm just thinking, it's like, it's
kind of like cheap jokes,
like lazy bars.
Yeah,
but then at the same time, like with the whole rapping about drugs and rapping about doing drugs, people were doing drugs way before rap.
That's true too.
Yeah, like the Herbie Hancock song I referenced, Vein Melter, I'm pretty sure that's like in reference to shooting heroin or something.
I'm sure. Yeah, I've watched some
I mean?
like back in the black and white silver screen days.
The thing about rap is it's just the nature of it can be more in your face, instead of making a song called Vein Melter and having a like weird kind of wishy-washy, I'm high vibe with it. Rap, you could just come out and say, bitch, I'm off a pill.
Yeah, it's more
like, yeah,
everything's a little more blatant, a little more obvious, because like it was less maybe socially accepted back then, so they would talk about it, but they would like they would be a little more slick about it, because
even in rap, like, you know,
now they just don't give a F.
You can say whatever now,
because even sexually, like stuff was like more conservative back in the day, but now it's just like obvious, like even they were talking about like I want to get laid or something, like they were like a little more slick or trying to be a little smooth. Now they're just like, give me it. Let's get it.
Giving pussy was a whole genre of music. Like the Teddy P and all that type of stuff.
Teddy Pendergrass.
All the Isley Brothers, like Between the Sheets.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, they made it.
Like if it a more vulgar, they could have just called that song "Fucking."
Yeah.
And what's funny is there are my friend loved this song. My friend, I'm gonna shout another friend, Frank TLB. Okay. But he loved this David Banner song, and then the hook was "We should be fucking, fucking, fucking." But it's like, it's very to the point.
Yeah. Everything's
a lot less subtle than Between the Sheets.
I feel like everything, we're getting to a time in our culture, maybe a cultural singularity, where everything is becoming more the same, or things are being communicated more the same. Like I feel like music is more blatant and obvious, and now even we're getting to a point where maybe even politics is more like there's less behind the curtain. Everything's more in your face, just because maybe that has to do with the communication and technology too. We're seeing more stuff, but I feel like everything is just I don't know. I feel like everything's kind of blurred and melting together. And
Well,
it's just
we're kind of
getting overloaded.
yeah, exactly. I was gonna say it's information overload.
Something like that. Is there anything you're tired of? And that's a question I had. Tired of hearing as far as like politics or just like I don't know, social media or just in news in general. Is there anything you're just sick of?
Yes.
What's that?
And not to go too deep because we can go on a whole nother podcast.
No,
but
we only got like
I'm tired of racism.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
Just because this is my theory on it.
Oh.
Collectively as a people, I just wonder. Well, not a theory so much, but just like why I'm baffled. Like, we shot a red convertible into space playing David Bowie. As a society, like, great things have been achieved. Like my pocket computer is like out of this world.
Yeah.
But yet at the same time, we can't get over that we look different.
Nah, we're petty
and furthermore, with myself, did I tell you my DNA story?
No.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, I did one of those DNA tests.
I did one of those too.
You can do. In my entire life, I thought that I was half Mexican and half white. Because my dad was like barely born in America. He was born in El Paso, Texas, and everyone on my dad's side previous to that was from Mexico. So
you just assumed, yeah,
you do the math, it makes sense. But then it turns out that I like a majority of my DNA was Irish.
What?
I found out on St. Patrick's Day.
I'm Black Irish, so
there you go.
There we go, brother.
And that's an excellent movie.
Oh yeah, was that a movie or was that a television show?
It was a movie. Eddie Griffin.
Eddie Griffith, Black Irish.
He was Black Irish.
Oh man, I gotta watch that.
Martin was the Black Knight. Another good movie.
Black Irish with Eddie Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I gotta watch that. Undercover Brother was legendary.
Yeah, you definitely got to see the Black Irish.
All right.
But no,
Go ahead.
So I was like, the most I was like 21% Irish, and the next closest was like 20% Italian and Greek. So then it turns out this whole time I'm not even the race I thought I was. But it didn't change who I was as a person. I didn't all of a sudden like, oh, I'm 21% Irish. Oh shit, I need to go buy some Celtics jerseys and act up.
Start acting more Irishy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It was just like what I was kind of really had no direct influence onto who I was. But I think what also contributed to that was being half of one thing and half of the other.
Yeah.
I never really felt no hard ties to either one.
Yeah.
And the majority of my friends growing up were neither one of those races. Like a lot of my friends growing up, they're Black guys.
Yeah.
So now it's just yeah, so that's my thing with the racism. It's kind of like like I guess I kind of get it, but really I think it's based on stupidity.
Yes. Yeah, and just people not being exposed to other people of different cultures.
But then it in ignorance it gets passed down, because I was also fortunate enough to live in California, in a city where
diverse.
Yeah, it's diverse. People think different. Had I been born in like rural Alabama,
El Paso, Texas.
Yeah, and have been getting told from as long as I can remember, well, these people are this way, and these people are this way, and don't trust them. And then, if you get fed all that type of stuff, that's going to be your reality.
Yeah.
But I would just more hope for, like, hopefully sooner than later. It's good that it's definitely brought up a lot more now, so that hopefully people could start to question, because just it's with individuals.
Yeah,
people just gotta within themselves find that we're all cool. Everybody's just trying to make it. Everybody, I feel like at the core, wants someone to love and wants to be accepted and just be be chilling.
Yeah.
Nobody wants beef. Nobody wants war. People want to chill in their backyard and have cocktails.
I think you're
barbecue.
Right, I like all those ideas.
And all races I kick it with, like having cocktails and barbecue. It's like people we're different, and that's good. It's very good that people are attached to their culture and
Mm-hmm.
all the different things. But I think, I don't know, maybe focus more on how similar people are. Like, people are different, but they're also very similar.
Like they focus on the negative stuff.
There's
and
a
the
line at the
positive.
In-N-Out drive-through everywhere for a reason. We all love that shit.
That's right.
Like,
Damn.
there's a lot of common things, and
We have more things in common than we have like not in common.
yeah, it's just
But
a
people
matter of
choose
being
to focus on
understanding.
the differences for sure. You kind of answered a little bit of. We have to kind of wrap it up right now, but you really answered the question. Like, what does the world need more of? I mean, is it In-N-Out, love? Like, just give me like
yeah, maybe some In-N-Out meetings, like team building.
team building meetings at
Yeah. No, all jokes aside,
In-N-Out.
I find when I'm the person I don't like, I'm short-tempered, I'm quick to judge,
Yes.
I'm irritable,
Yeah.
I'm impatient, I'm focused on what I need and what I want. Selfishness, like when I'm in traffic and I like want to throw things at people, like, what are you doing? You fighting here? Like
Yeah.
that's all coming from selfishness. When I'm a better person, maintain a sense of calm. I try to be understanding of other people and what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I try to, and when I'm going that route and putting like my best kind self forward, I feel like that's when I'm the best, because I'm not, in all those things being said, like, I'm far from a perfect person.
So one word, what does the world need more of? What do they need more of, Santino?
I'm gonna go with love.
Love. You hear that, people? World needs more love.
Yeah, because people aren't shitty. Everybody's got a mom.
Everybody, they
like,
got a dad.
Yeah.
Everybody's got feelings. So,
people are the biggest assholes to me. Like, we could have an engagement and I could hate them, but down the line, if I start thinking like, well, what was the motivation behind that? What are they going through?
Yeah.
Just trying to be understanding of people.
Everybody's going through some things. Well, we got to wrap it up. Episode 7, Black Aaron broadcast. You can do that. You can do that if you want to go.
Hey, can you play one more beat? Only because it was I brought this one specifically because it was the sample you suggested.
Okay, so we're gonna play one more beat, but we're gonna kind of
fade it out.
This is my guest today, Santino.
Thanks for having me,
Padilla.
I loved it.
Thanks for coming through, brother.
Yeah.
And I'm actually gonna remember to say my slogan today, which is, God, I can't remember. Oh yeah, stay blessed, don't stress, and stay tuned to the Black Aaron broadcast every Thursday at 10 p.m. Which song we playing?
Yes, that one.
This one?
Yep.
All right, later, folks. Let's wait.
See you. Thanks for having me.
Yep, no problem, brother.